Sorry about that. I was literally in a trade, and then I read Dennis's comment. Alex must be in a trade. That was really funny. I was like, oh man, I really want to start the chat right now, but I need to watch the order book. Or start the stream. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I'm officially up. $29. No, $19. Uh, I've taken almost at this point almost 30 trades. It's almost ridiculous to count. So yeah, it's been a hectic morning for me pre-market. My swing trades are down like always, so there's nothing new to talk about there. EQ, I'm down 114 on EQ. BLRX, I was down almost 200 on BLRX, and now I'm up 133. I was like, oh my god, am I gonna get stopped out of trading it again for the third time this week pre-market? Well, thankfully, so far, no. It's been a heck of a trading session. I still want to keep an eye out here for BLRX. I think it has really good potential to break higher. It has a little bit of a flag pattern here. I want to be watching it fairly closely. 228 might get chipped away, but I don't know. It's a tough ticker, guys. I don't know if you saw the watch list already, but BLRX, Israel Biotech. They have two catalysts out, one yesterday in the morning and then one today in the morning. It's October 30th. Oh yeah, talking about October 30th, guys. I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail, but I tried to Halloween it out. Tomorrow's Halloween, fun fact. Okay, wait, BLRX announces positive results for interim analysis of Genesis phase 3 trial. So that's really good. Positive phase 3 trial. That's really, really nice. Only up 52%, not too crazy. 18 million float, 30 million market cap. It was up 70% at one point pre-market. And that's when I got my wicked look. All this right here, all this trading right here is to make back this one silly loss. This is like the opposite of what you want. Actually, this loss wasn't too bad, but you know, it was instantly like not the fun way to start the day. I was down like 140 or something on that loss, and luckily it wasn't a big position size. And then all of this was just scratch central. I would make, you know, 40 bucks, and then I would buy a pullback, and then I wouldn't get the resolution, and then I would lose 40 bucks. Again, buying the pullback, looking for the breakout, didn't break out, I closed my position. Sometimes I did like the trade twice in the same candle. It was an absolute disaster for me trading today. I don't know why I've been a little bit, I don't know, almost like schizophrenic here. Like I've been lacking a little bit of foundation, not having the best root behind my trades, maybe some conviction behind the catalyst. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my swing trades that are down that's making me feel like I need to do a little bit of revenge trading, which makes me get more aggressive when I shouldn't be aggressive. I don't know. Yesterday we were up 500 and then all of a sudden down 200 on what ticker was that? UUU, giving back 700 in two trades, $700 in two trades. That was probably my worst two trade streak besides like, you know, a one big flush holds or something like that. Yeah, so it's been a hectic little day for me. Yeah. I see you guys talking about MGEN. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. It has that 53 million float, which is quite nice. They had a catalyst yesterday morning on return of capital employed. I didn't look into that catalyst yet, so I'm not totally sure. It is creeping up higher here though, and 1.5 has huge support. I was actually thinking about buying it in the 40s. Talk about shoulda, coulda, woulda, up 14%. You know, this is really one of the lead gappers today, and it's hard not to want to look at it. So let's keep diving into it a little bit more here. I was just super unenthused when it wasn't really doing anything pre-market since around 7 a.m. I do like the fact that, you know, it's on a 2-day run. I usually actually don't like that, but today I don't know, I kind of feel like a little bit of consistency is kind of nice. I wonder if we're going to get something like this, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 5 green days. I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of a run like this. I mean, this one has the history of those kind of consistent moves. So maybe, you know, we will. Right now, we hit that high roughly around 2. 209. So I wonder if we're going to break into those areas again. I think MGEN is going to be a lot of fun to look at. Right now it doesn't have a lot of volume, but I think out of nowhere land, I guarantee you some volume is going to come in on this one at one point. So want to be ready for that. Really depends what's going to happen here in the next 23 minutes, but I think there's, 145 is huge support, so we might see, an open with a quick test of that area. I don't know, we'll see. I think MGN is going to be an interesting one for sure today. Anyway, guys, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. It's October 30th. It's 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another 22 minutes before the market opens at 9:30, and then, like always, we'll wrap up trading. Usually around 10:30. Honestly, today, if I really want to draw, I want to be super overly biased where I got to trade till 10:30, or then sometimes I don't want to be I have to wrap up at 10:30. So, I need to give myself a little bit more wiggle room there, but usually, we'll wrap up trading by 10:30 and then live stream at 11. Just I'm trying to keep an open mind here. If we see good opportunities, I want to keep getting aggressive. If I don't see any good opportunities, I don't want to be I got to keep trading for another 30 minutes. I think that among many other things was a big reason I was red yesterday, because at one point during the stream, I was I should probably just wrap up trading here. Sometimes I wonder if I didn't have that thought of having to trade 10:30. I don't know, but the big problem yesterday with UUU is the wave was flushing. It was flushing so hard yesterday, and I don't know why I did not react to that. I'm very cautious on a ticker that doesn't hold its highs, and every time this thing tried to break resistance zone, it flushed to the downside. Here at 490, flushed. Here at VWAP, didn't hold, flush. Tried again to break VWAP, flush. Tried to pull back to break VWAP, didn't work, flush. Tried to then break VWAP in one big candle move here, wicked flush. And somehow I got stuck in each one of those. So it was really, really nasty. Yeah, so I got to be a little bit more conscious on those not so great setups. I really got to avoid some moves that just have way too much risk on them. And I think UUU was literally the definition of that yesterday. Yeah, it's been a pretty nasty week. Maybe since it's been such a nasty week, the small cap gods are going to bless us with some nice movers, but I'm a little skeptical here, but we'll see what happens. If I can walk away green today, that would be a huge win. I'm red on the week by $200, so let's see what can happen. Not that it really matters if you're red or green. Overall, in the month, this is one of our best day trading months. So on the month, we're doing really, really nice. If you don't count the unrealized swing trades, because that's not so nice. Thanks, Chris. Okay, so let's keep looking here through the list. We got EQ popping up. USA Biotech, 13 million float, FDA clearance for coronavirus phase 3 trial. Kind of interesting. It's holding the 715 zone okay. That's a lot of consolidation with a little bit of volume picking up here. We'll see what it does. I'm not totally sure how I want to go about trading this one. We do have huge support again at 680, 670. I'm not sure if we're going to hit 650, but if it did hit 650, that could also be a great accumulation point. EQ has huge support below it. That's actually probably the most bullish sign. Huge support and a catalyst. That's looking pretty promising, I gotta say, for this ticker. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing really made some good moves out of the gate. So looking at EQ is 100% something I'm going to be wanting to do. We got big resistance around 7.5, and then again roughly at 8. You can kind of see that resistance coming in here. We tried to break past 8, but it was a total flush. And then tried again past 8, didn't work. Tried again past 8, didn't work. sometimes you got to, you know, figure out which ticker do I want to be focused on. That's always an important thing. We have AIRI, USA Aerospace and Defense Company, 24 million float. Their sales are back to pre-pandemic levels. So they had good earnings pretty much. Again, huge support below 125 is an area to kind of watch out for. If you break it to the downside, if we break 125 to the downside, that's going to be a huge red flag. Big resistance from 175 to 2. Let's see how high we can go. Yeah, and then of course BLRX, which is kind of the late bloomer of the day. If this thing can break 2-3, I think there's going to be a lot of people jumping on this one. 2-3 is really the point we got to break through. If we dip below about 213, that's going to be a new low after all this consolidation, which is going to be kind of a big thing. So yeah, you can see that 2.3 is a very critical spot. If we can break 2.3, maybe we'll run to 2.5, and then if we break 2.5, maybe 2.80 or something like that's going to be the next big point. Corey says focus on buying dips today. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I think my big problem this week on almost all my red days, I was too aggressive. Yesterday, I was buying breakouts. On Tuesday, when I also got stopped out of the day, I was trying to buy breakouts pre-market, was just not working for me. Even like BLRX was trying to buy breakouts a few times, didn't work. All the breakouts would instantly be rejected, didn't have a lot of volume. Yeah, so it's been tricky trading this one. And what I've noticed as well in October is when there's a rally that's starting, that's kind of like the time to jump on it right away. I've noticed that kind of sometimes waiting for that first pullback, you either just totally miss it, or by the time you get the first pullback, the whole move is over. I mean, obviously, guys, do whatever you feel like is right, but that's something I've been noticing. And if I start noticing that, you know, the upwards trend is forming, jumping on early seems like potentially a good idea lately. But, you know, every day is different, and every stock is different too. Yeah, I wonder, Corey. I wonder how much that. I wonder how much that helps them. It's a really good guess, because it doesn't mean the stock usually falls off a cliff or anything afterwards. I like to think in the zero-sum game that that it's the stock promoters and, you know, the shady pumpers or people artificially trying to hurt investors through secondary offerings and whatnot that are getting a little bit less of the cookie. That's what helps me sleep at night. I sleep like a baby. You guys should have seen me yesterday. I went to a ballet and I dozed off for 1 second near the second half. It was pretty painful. It was a good ballet. It was just, it got really dark and really quiet for a really long time. Not to mention, I already drank my first 2 drinks. If anything, I was the victim. Can't find my nail clipper anywhere. It's devastating. So I'm going to be watching BLRX on my second screen here. I think that's going to be the main ticker I want to focus on right now. It is one of the lead gapper. It is the lead gapper percentage-wise. Then we got AIRI and EQ kind of both fighting for second right now. AIRI has huge support around 1.4 that I find really interesting. It's just constantly in this kind of sell-off momentum here, which isn't really getting me too excited, but it hasn't really sold off past past that 30% mark that I always talk about. So that's, well, actually, here we go. Here's a bigger dip. Before I was kind of looking at this dip. So a few red flags maybe on AIRI. But if we approach this 1.2 level, 1.25, that's kind of the key zone. So we'll see if we break that area. And I'm going to put alert here for 135. And then EQ, kind of similar situation where this one's selling off a little bit as well. 6.8, 6.7 is really the key support zone on this ticker. So that's the area I want to be focusing on. Maybe we're going to get some sort of dip into that, into the open. I'm not totally sure, but we'll see. And then I'll put an alert here if we start popping higher. I feel like EQ and AIRI are very similar in terms of like charts. Just a totally different price. Yeah, that's true. He scalps much more than that I do. Well, okay, this week I've been scalping a lot, but he's crazy how quick he takes profit, and it'll be like a 5-10%, $10,000 trade because he's in with such big size. But hey man, that's awesome. I can't wait to get to that area where a base hit is like $2,000-$3,000. That's beautiful. What do I think about ICON? Well, first I need to be able to type. Sub-dollar, bit of a red flag on the Nasdaq. They might have to be pumping their ticker soon enough here to get them back above $1. Could be interesting. I don't really know anything about this company though. Couldn't really comment on it. Apparel manufacturing, it's really not my forte. World's premier brand management company. Yeah, again, really don't know. They have a nice portfolio. Canon, Ed Hardy, Starter, Black Label, Zoo York. Yeah, it looks like they have a really nice portfolio of brands. Stock price wise though, it looks pretty rough. No way, really? Hertz? Did Hertz really get delisted? Hold up, guys. We got BLRX back zooming here. Could potentially be worth looking at. Seeing Alpha is taking way too long to load on my horrible laptop right now, so I can't really focus on it, or else it's gonna mess me up. Sorry, Hertz. Another time. Nice move there on BLRX. It's kind of the action we were waiting for. BLRX, 18 million float, Israel company. I really do like that. That kind of combo right there gives me a little bit of confidence. Thanks, Live, for that update. Yeah, that sounds not so hot for Hertz. This is a key zone right now for BLRX. I'm watching the order book. Buyers look like they're popping up. People are jumping on here. It's looking good. Some big sellers, though, that popped their nose up as well. It's a lot of shares just getting eaten up right now. Who's long this? Really nice move on BLRX, 5% already. Quick pullback there. Let's see if we could jump on a small size here, 25. Looking for a little bit of a continuation. All right, I'm gonna take a loss on this one, a quick loss though. It wasn't too bad. I was up 130 on this ticker, now I'm up 90 bucks. I saw that flash wick. I saw that for a second and I was like, whoa, I don't wanna be part of that. That's gonna scare a lot of people. That's why I closed out. So just watching this one here. I think this is still one of the best tickers on the day. You know, it's actually kind of funny. I literally just said, be careful buying those pullbacks, buy on the breakout earlier. That again would have worked perfectly, but let me just be a little bit more focused here because I was doing something else at the time and I was not focused. So again, that's gonna catch me. Gotta watch out here. Not a bad loss, only 2 cents a share. It's about $40 loss on that one, totally digestible. But gotta be careful, guys. Gotta be careful. I'm still red on the day now. Let's keep scrolling around here. AIRI selling off. MGI is kind of interesting as well. Probably worth looking at, I think. Oops, that was not the right alert. Yeah, that was a weird flush, huh? Not ready for that. Maybe a good reason to be a little bit more careful here with this ticker at the moment. Got another 3 minutes here before the market opens. AIRI popping up a little bit of volume. I'll probably be watching AIRI out of the gate. MGI, MoneyGram here, making some moves. I didn't know MoneyGram only had a 318 million market cap. I guess that's an okay amount. I would have kind of assumed a bit more somehow for some weird reason. Nice uptrend on that one. Q3 results, so they're up on earnings. It's a good reason. I would probably recommend buying MGI on any sort of major pullback and see how much this can run with a catalyst of earnings. It's always a nice earnings. So right now it's up 13%. Let's see how much more it can go. Big resistance though at 550 roughly. Look at EQ, guys, coming into the spotlight here. This is going to be a heck of an interesting open with EQ. BLRX literally back at where we bought it. So this thing is really all over the place right now. There's a bit of a interesting little shakeout it just had. Gotta watch out. Got another minute here before the market opens. All right, guys, good luck, everyone. I don't know, sometime in the next 1 or 2 weeks, Alfie. All right, guys, 15 seconds here. Good luck, everyone. Deep breaths. BLRX trying to pump already. EQ with a nice 9 EMA pullback. Let's see how far this thing can go. Try to buy a little dip there. BLRX selling off. BLRX instantly moved over 2-3. Sweet move there. Green volume on the open on AIRI. BLRX with that just ridiculously wicked candle wick to the upside and then splashed right back down. BLRX has huge support at 220. So if you're looking for a pop over 2.3, it might be good to accumulate already. I'm gonna wait here a second. 2.5 is trying to gain support. Not a big fan that the first volume candle was a huge red one so far. Technically it's a 5-minute red candle as well. Nice move there on AIRI. 10% move overall on that sell-off. Remember, this is the second lead gapper, but very low dollar volume on this ticker. 5-minute chart looks good, but it has that big resistance on the 9 EMA. Try to buy that breakout, but I was just a hair too slow. Nice move though. BLRX just had a big sell-off. Not trading this one yet. Possible entry on AIRI on this 9 EMA retest. Probably won't trade it though. I'd rather wait for this candle to hold. It looks like it might hold. It's tough to say though. 5-minute breakout with a 1-minute pullback technically right now. This should rip through. Let's watch this one. I'm not a big fan of it though. Just don't like that option of dip right below. It is trying to hold though. Got to give it that. Possible entry at 41. Move limit order. BLRX is actually looking really interesting as well right here, guys. Just dipped a low, big support of 205, I would argue, approaching that area. EQ is in a huge buying zone. Just got a size on BLRX. Long at 207 on BLRX. Looking for a retest of the 9 EMA. Taking some profits on that first pop to the upside. Sold at 211. AIRI actually coming down to a nicer zone. It's a lot of sell volume so far. Kind of looks like it could easily crack 135. That's why I'm not buying here. I'd rather buy on a double bottom. This is going to be one of those tickers that we want to maybe be looking at around 10 o'clock. Maybe it's going to have a reversal. Depends how much it pulls back. Looks like, yeah, it's coming in here, some support. Thanks, Houston. BLRX. Let's see if what it does here near $2 again. Big question is it going to break $2? I'm not totally sure. I don't know, my scanners aren't working again. Oh, man, it's so annoying. Yeah, super true, Corey. MGI, really, really nice open there. MoneyGram. Good call. The rate of change on BLRX isn't that strong. Nice, David. How's that working out? BLRX with a 9 EMA retest. Not too shabby. I was kind of looking for a possible move like that myself, but I traded. MGI could be a good trade for sure. EQ with a solid bounce there off that key zone that we were mentioning earlier. The 170s, right? Nice 5% pop, actually. It's actually really, really, really strong. Israel Biotech, yeah. Ooh, BLRX popping. Nice move here. Could even be a break of VWAP on BLRX. Be very careful, guys. This one has already shown a lot of flushes here, so make sure you get a good entry. I would not buy BLRX near the highs. No way. EQ could be setting up a really smooth run. Same with AIRI. AIRI looks like it's going to really try here for a possible VWAP break. Nice, James. That's a sweet little setup there. BLRX is the lead gapper, followed by MGI, surprisingly, and then AIRI. Watch out with EQ, it's totally off the scanners. I use scanners over 15% gapping, so that's why. MGI might be setting up a good 5-minute setup here, guys. Keep an eye on it. Big support here below. Starter size on MGI. Didn't like my entry though on it. See if it pulls back one more time. Second fill on MGI. Giving back some profits on MGI. A little bit of a, not the best setup, I guess, for me to be trading this one. So is what it is. I was looking for a quick pullback higher, but I didn't get the proper entry I was looking for. I'm gonna close there. I'm gonna cut my losses. I'm not sure what the NPR on that one was. MGI, I don't even see it here. Am I blind? Yeah, I lost $5 on that one. I had the right idea. I wanted to buy the retest. I bought too soon. That was a little bit of my fault. I thought the bounce was off of 5, but it was off of 4, and I bought at 52. And then once I realized I bought at the high, I was like, oh. But yeah, jumped the gun on that one. That was an honest mistake. Luckily, I feel fairly confident on holding on a little bit longer. So BLRX, guys, back in action here. Typically, I would be trading this right now in this 1-minute pullback right here. But based on my traumatizing experiences yesterday and seeing stocks that are flushing, I'm literally not allowed to trade these kind of setups anymore. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean, in my eyes, I'd be taking profits at 2.3. So I would have been long at 2.24. 24. It's looking weak. Tried 2 times. I'd probably consider even getting out, but still looking for the 2.3, 2.3. I'd be taking profits. I'd be out. Yeah, okay, that would have been a profitable trade. Could have done it, but I didn't. So that's it. NIO down quite a bit. Workhorse down quite a bit. CLSK down quite a bit. Solo down quite a bit. RIDE. Yeah. I like the fact that even though the market, the Nasdaq is down 1.6%, I'm only down, my swing trades haven't really gone down much more. It kind of psychologically, to me, it says there's a bit of a bottom forming, and that gives me a little bit of confidence. Perfect, well, not perfect, but BLRX, guys, full red to green move there. I was thinking about buying this little pop here, but I didn't. Yeah, Tyler, I don't see why not. I'm not sure if I totally get your question. Man, BLRX is so nice. Usually I would be trading something like this like crazy, but it's so painful to not be trading this one right now. I really want to. I'm gonna wait for maybe a bigger 5-minute setup, see how this one kind of goes, check out if it keeps. Oh, okay, there it goes. First flush of the day, or second, really, maybe even third since the open. BLRX is moving like it has a $500,000 float. Possible another dip on BLRX, just kind of watching this one. Tricky dipky. MGI could be setting up a good setup, could be making good setup here. Check out the 5-minute chart. Big support below. This could be a break of VWAP here. It's not a good setup right now in terms of buying a 9 EMA breakout under VWAP. It's usually not a good place, bad risk reward, because you're risking a flush and they happen fairly quick. That's why I usually don't buy these setups. But the 5-minute is actually a bit of a buy confirmation here with a bit of a doji candle, and right now 5-minute EMA, a 9 EMA support on the 5-minute as well. Oh yeah, it's EQ finding support. Yeah, EQ is looking really interesting, Corey. Good call. Small size on EQ. Oh, actually only 20 shares on EQ. Watching EQ. Possible break of VWAP on EQ. I only got 20 shares. Okay, there's nothing really to show on EQ. I tried to buy the breakout. I got only 20 shares filled. So I'm still long this one with my 20 shares. I can't even get out of this position. I might be stuck in a little bit of an EQ flush here with my 20 shares. All right, I closed it for what I bought it for, just getting out of that one. It would have been a nice trade, but didn't work out. 6-8 is big support, a bit of a ranging zone. BLRX forming a bit more of a candle here. BLRX, kind of interesting again. Looking for a dip on BLRX around 215, 216. I want to watch MGI on my second screen. MGI moving here pretty nicely. This is a big breakout now on 5-5. If we can keep breaking out here, the next major zone I'd probably argue is roughly around 680. So, well, obviously 6 is a whole number, but 5-5 is that really key critical long-term resistance. I don't like on the 5-minute that the biggest volume is red though. That's what's making me nervous. Yeah, Aaron, that's super true. There's just not a lot to pick from. Nice little VWAP pullback. All these tickers have a pretty slow rate of change overall. Even the big movers on BLRX, the 3 huge green candles, wasn't really, worth running home about. It was only a 9% move. Something like that would sometimes be, 20, 30, 40% move. So it's not, or at least over 10%, right? 10, 15, 20 at least. We see that all the time. So it's the rate of change on these tickers isn't super quick. Anderson, yeah, that's something we talk about quite often, just the overall market, usually when we begin the day. Nasdaq down 1.4. You know, I think the huge spike in corona cases, especially with France and the US shutting down, is a big catalyst. Elections coming up. VIX has been flying through the roof because of that. So I think there's just a lot of separate issues that are all kind of spiking right now, making investors fairly uneasy. Not to mention the overall market is, in my eyes, still fairly overextended. MGI could be a good setup here, 68. Watching. Michael, sorry to hear, man. Price action on most tickers is fairly weak. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, Ben, I think that's a really good call. Kind of scalping moves, especially large caps. Avoiding these kind of flushes on these small caps is like half the game today, half the battle. Overall, we're up BLRX about 170, AIRI 30, and then gave back 114. So pretty much up, I don't know, around $100 today. So not, you know, anything great, but at the same time, it's not a red day. So, you know, if I stop now, we'd be ending the week red, unfortunately, but the month would still be our best day trading month so far. So this year. MGI trying. Nasdaq has kind of come down to these critical zones. We got around 11,000 and then 11,200 as key support area for now. I wouldn't be surprised though if it did dip through this because it made a lower high here. This has been quite a volatile little time. And if anything, you would have maybe argued that this might be a bit of a cup and handle pattern. But then we would have had to ideally first make a double top here. Right, at least a little bit higher, and then the handle should have been much smaller. So I wouldn't argue that anymore if I was ever arguing it to begin with. But yeah, for now I think I'd be a little bit careful here with the Nasdaq. It's definitely looking like it's selling off quite a bit. Yeah, I was looking at MARPS for a second. I didn't want to even really look at it too much because the $2.3 million volume it has on it today. It's not really something I usually am too interested in. 2 million shares outstanding though. I mean, tickers like these fly, but just not my favorite to be trading. With MGEN, I don't really try to predict Amazon too much. There's too many factors. If anything, I would just be accumulating on dips with Amazon. Sam, don't really. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of trading large caps or swing trading them. MGI picking up a little bit of steam, approaching that key $6 zone. SDPI. Not sure. I haven't really been looking at it. Sub dollar. Usually don't look at those too much. This is an interesting spot here for MGI. Is this going to be a quick little pullback, or are we going to instantly continue here past 5.9? Oof, that was close. $0.30 a share is not bad. I'm talking like 7% here. Possible starter size, low 70s. Average at 74, long 1,000 shares. Looking for that break past 80. Could either add there on the breakout or take some profits. Taking some profits off the table on MGI. That was a pretty classic pullback setup, not too bad. It's a bit of a slow mover, this ticker. Has a pretty big amount of 70 million shares outstanding. TUP, Tupperware, yeah, they're doing their thing, huh? Selling volume has been slowly declining here. Back to 82, 83, 84. This could be a break past the 5.9. I'm not going to trade it. I just feel like this one's a bit of a slow mover. Trading breakouts has not been working for me today or yesterday. 588. Oh man, it is close. Oof. Hit 590. Yep, there we go. Okay. I use the 9-minute EMA, and that's it. And then I have VWAP is the purple, the kind of salmon color. On top is the VWAP's second deviation, and then the yellow is second deviation to the downside. And that's it. On the daily chart, I have a 180-day simple moving average. VWAP at 62. This is a possible break of 9 EMA, possible starting the downtrend. A lot of buyers there, roughly at 67. Not sure if it's going to really dip below 67. New minute starting now. Small fill here. Didn't really want to go down all the way. It's unfortunate. Quickly. Closed out of that position. Didn't get my full fill, so that was a little unfortunate, but still, you know, made a little bit of a profit there, so that was nice. Small size though. Nice breakout there. BLRX, guys, crawling back up here again. Who's trading BLRX? I'd be just nervous on this one. Big chance of this thing flushing past VWAP. I'm not buying this pullback here. Let's see what happens. So far, I mean, so far this is a classic pullback. This is a really classic, good-looking move here on BLRX. Technically, it'd be a crime not to trade this. VWAP and 9 EMA right now coming into support. No problem, Brett. Happy you like it, man. If you guys are having a chill little Friday and you're learning something new, don't forget to drop a like. I really do appreciate the likes. Easiest way to support the channel. If you're new, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you join the community. Let's keep going into it here. Oh, MGI, guys, broke above the 9 EMA. Still crawling. Still crawling. Can I go into deal how I set up trades in pre-market? I do exactly what I do now, Obert. There's really no difference between pre-market, except that I use smaller position size typically. Look at that BLRX, guys. Oh, it pains me not to have traded that. I'm not gonna lie. If I wasn't trading yesterday, I probably would have done this trade because I did this trade about 3 times yesterday and lost $700 bucks. So Yeah. That's why I didn't trade that one. Yeah, let us know, Dennis. Good. Everyone buy EQ. Dennis just sold. Just kidding. Yeah, I know for sure, James. You don't want to be overly biased on any setup. But boom, here goes. There's the flush. The reason I wasn't trading this one, I didn't know if it was going to flush here or if it was going to flush here, but I was pretty sure it was going to flush at one point because every time this thing tries to break above VWAP, it doesn't, or any sort of major resistance, it flushes, right? So that's why I was very skeptical on this holding. It did look like it tried here, but it didn't last. So if you were very quick and took profits on this like 3% scalpy move, it would have worked. But if you're looking for that break over 2-3, based on what we've been seeing this week, the chances are against you, and that's why I didn't trade this one. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Man, I hope next week we just get some better action. Next week, I wouldn't be surprised if it was very shaky, though, especially with the elections. I don't know. I don't have high hopes. Sometimes having low expectations is the best way to prepare for something. MGI trying to maybe break out again here. It's an interesting one to watch. I wish I got a bigger size in that last pullback. I'm a little upset I didn't. Only got partial fill when I kind of wanted 1,500 shares, but check my mic. My connection's bad. Let's see here. What's going on? Oh, yeah. It doesn't look like it's my mic. It looks like it might be my internet with YouTube right now. It's getting some problems. I saw that it wasn't streaming enough data just now. Down 4,000 on our swing trades, really heavy stuff. Oof. I've already voted. It took me forever. There was like 23 options on the ballot. I even voted for the local mosquito guy in Indian River County. It took forever to figure out everything about everyone. It was quite a long task. I took like a week for it to do my research. I don't know how anyone is supposed to go and vote and know all the options. I mean, if we were just voting for the president, I think it'd be exhausting enough, but like there is 21 or 23 options on the ballot I had to vote for, from like cases, senators, people on the juries, the mosquito person, environmental something. It was crazy. I'm in Florida. Sorry guys, looks like YouTube's giving some issues here. I apologize. You guys would like to know who I voted for, wouldn't you? There's no way I'm saying that. Half of you guys will hate me and the other half will love me no matter who I say, so there's no point. I voted for whoever you wanted me to vote for. That's who I voted for. Yeah, sorry for the choppy audio. I can't control that. Yeah, I voted in Florida. I don't know if you guys can hear me right now. I apologize. I'm a Florida man. The mic is fine. There's nothing wrong with the mic. Looks like my streaming software is having some issues. YouTube is going between good connection and missing bits. That's what it's telling me right now. Beat Street getting ass kicked on UAA. You know what? I haven't even looked at UAA all day today. Wow, there's nothing like getting this chat room live and going here than talking for who I voted for. Or just talking about voting in general. Under Armour, yeah. Wow, this one, crazy sell-off this ticker had, huh? But solid move here overall, back above the 180-day moving average. That's, yeah, that's a fairly bullish sign, so it's not bad. 1020, guys. Do I think BLRX is a good entry right now? I don't know, maybe. It depends, like, how do you want to trade this? If you're trading a range, right, between 2.1 and maybe 2.3, then probably right now would be a good entry. You know, once it breaks the range, it's going to get pretty nasty. But I think BLRX could be, yeah, it could be a good entry here. If it even has a retest of VWAP, you know, that's a 6% move. You're risking a crack, though, of about 206. That's about a 3% downside. So BLRX, based on pure risk reward, if you're trading a ranging pattern, this is actually a good setup. MARPS is still alive. Look, it's up 93%. I gotta say, you just never know with a ticker like this, especially with that tiny 2 million shares outstanding. This thing is turning some shares. Good move though. I gotta say, MARPS, I probably would have considered trading it if I was watching it in this area and then it broke back above here. This is like a really nice move. So yeah, I probably snoozed a little bit too much on this one. I thought it was just gonna flush and disappear again, but yeah, it didn't. BTC really holding this $13,000 zone very well. I gotta say, it's quite impressive. BLRX making some nice moves here again. The ranging setup could have worked. Up 2%. There's really not a lot of good setups today. It's like a very kind of choppy, not ideal kind of risk reward kind of moves overall. Today could have easily been a red day. All right, David, take care, man. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Take care of the dogs. Am I trading Wednesday? Yeah, I'll probably be trading Wednesday. I don't see why not. I could go for some Kool-Aid right now. BLRX is very light volume right now, but based on how this one trades, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit VWAP one more time. I don't know if I can get myself to trade that. I'm just kind of watching it here. Yeah, back with 217. Watch this thing rip past 218. So freaking weird, this ticker. Boom. Shooting 219. Look at this thing just chipping away. It's crazy. Over good starting capital. Honestly, if you got time, there's like a 25-minute video on my homepage on YouTube, and it goes through the whole entire $25,000 challenge that we did. We started with what? Oh God, I forgot. We started with $4,000, I think. I think we started with $4,000, and then we grew it to 8,000, 8 point something, and then we switched it to a swing trading account, and now it's at like $9,000. So the I would probably do that again if I knew nothing going back. Like my brain was erased, because you limit your downside that way. And since you're just learning, it's a really, really good way to get started with like $4,000 to $6,000, and then as a cash account, and then you have 3 trades per day if you allocate half of your account in the cash account each day, right? So I have $3,000 the first day, and then I can use the next $3,000 on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, the first $3,000 from Monday becomes settled, and I could use that. So then I use $1,000 per trade, so I have 3 trades per day, and then I'm growing my $6,000 account, and then I'm looking for only the best setups. I think that was a really good way to do it. The hardest part about that is the way I trade now is a little bit more like the second the trade goes against me, I close it out. I couldn't do that back then, and that was the hardest part, is because sometimes I would hold losers too long, and sometimes I would hold winners too long, hoping that it would go from a 5% winner to a 7% winner, and then I would actually close it for like a 1% loss. So it's tough, but it allowed me to, you know, over the months be very, I don't know, disciplined, and I really had to figure out my strategy, and that helped. So then when I switched to the $25,000 account with unlimited trades, I was able to pretty much just hit the ground running. I gave myself like a month to kind of slowly move up my position size. And now I'm still slowly moving up my position size, but you know, you didn't want to start too quickly because that's dangerous. Yeah, Sandy Lee, it's not about being limited to 3 trades, but if I have a $6,000 cash account and I only trade half the account on Monday, that's $3,000. And if I use $1,000 per trade, that's 3 trades, right? Just like very basic math. And then that way, because on a cash account, there's a 48-hour holding period on any cash that you use. So I don't get Monday's cash back until Wednesday. And that way I'm able to trade every single day 3 trades. Now, sometimes what I would do is I would split it up and I would trade maybe like a $500 position size. So that would be, you know, 2 trades right there. So, I mean, you could switch it up any way you want. It's not really about, you know, 3 trades, but it's, that's how I was able to trade with like decent size with proper like risk allocation and trade portion. Yeah. So that's how I did it. Well, I mean, you make smaller trades because if you use $6,000 in one day, you can't use it tomorrow, and then you only have 1 trade. And I've noticed the more I trade, the more money I make, because trading is kind of, it's all about statistics. My winning ratio, my best month was around 74%, and then my, you know, my average month is closer to like 64%. So if I'm only right 64% of the time, and I'm using 100% of my account per trade, that's dangerous, you know. Then I could have, you know, 3-4 losers in a row. That's very dangerous. But if I do 6 trades, then the chance of me after the 6 trades being green is much higher, right? Just pure statistics. So that's why you want to never be over allocated in any one trade. Roth IRAs are only cash account, yeah. I have a whole video on it. Actually, I got a few videos on that exact topic. Account allocation, you could probably just Google it or search it on my channel, and there's going to be a few videos that pop up. And the $25,000 challenge intro video talks about it as well. The reason you can't use a margin account is because you need $25,000 for a margin account unless you want to be limited to 3 trades per 5 business days. I'm using right now a margin account because this account has over 25K in it. There's nothing different with a Roth IRA than a cash account. They're the same thing. One is just designated a Roth IRA for tax savings. You can only have one Roth IRA. That's why you have to basically mark your cash account as a Roth IRA. But there's no difference between the two in terms of how it's traded. Yeah, let me check some of these tickers you guys are calling out here. What was the first one that I just saw? I had never used a broker that didn't give me a 1099. And you just submit the 1099 on your taxes. No accountant should ever see your trades. Or they don't have to. I mean, unless they want to go through the whole 1099, which is a horribly waste of time. But no accountant will ever have to go through your trades. That's madness. That doesn't even make sense. I did like 35 trades today, and they're all like tiny trades. No one's going to go through each one of those. APRN, oof, really falling off a cliff here. I'm not really sure why it looks like they're down on earnings here. Blue Apron, yeah, this thing was insane back in March with the home delivery. People thinking this is going to be massive, which, Apron, I like Blue Apron. I actually had it myself when I lived in Florida for a little bit. I don't know why it's selling off so much, but I do know that 4.3 is huge support on this one. Yeah, your CPA would probably just murder you. I don't know, Apron, I haven't looked into it in a long time, but if you guys did your due diligence on APRN, I think, we're approaching some really key support zones on this ticker, so it could be an interesting time to accumulate it, but at the same time, high risk ticker because you don't know how far it's going to go. If we see a double bottom here at the former low, I mean, you're risking 50% to the downside, so I don't know if I would be buying APRN just yet. Talking about NIO, we could actually go here to their EV stocks. I'm pretty much done with day trading today. I'm not really seeing anything that's super exciting. MGI is having its 5th, right now it's on its 6th red candle in a row, 5-minute red candle. My swing trades are still going down. They just keep on going down $4.2 thousand on my swing trades, which is kind of crazy because they don't have to go down much for the whole entire average of those that account to be down, because it's a huge amount of money in those swing trades right now. So being down $4,000 is only being down about like 10%, maybe like 15% actually at this point. Yeah, I don't know. NIO, what do you guys want me to say? I'm a broken record player when it comes to NIO. I say the same thing about it every single day. So nothing new really for me to say about this ticker. What is kind of impressive though is after this big spike to the upside, this red candle here is really not that strong. So technically this thing is still in a very bullish uptrend. It's going exponential. It's a stair-stepper pattern with the stairs getting tighter and tighter every time. This thing has not seen its highs from the look at it. This thing could easily spike past 35. I would not be surprised. We have earnings coming in the future. There's no way I would hold past earnings. Absolutely zero way. The earnings, I think, are going to be, even if they're good, I think it's going to be a bad day for the stock. This thing is way overextended. It was at $1.19, now it's at $32. I don't care how good it's doing. It's way too aggressive of a run in my eyes. So I'd be very careful with this ticker for sure. You're risking so much in this offer, this area. I mean, the price is probably going to be looking really good for the owners, right? And they're probably thinking in their head, man, we should do an offering. We should do something to raise more capital so we can keep up with competition, which honestly they should do. It's going to hurt investors, but it's going to be good for the company. So I don't know. It's way too overextended in my eyes. I could not get on this ticker right now. I got to say though, there is a lot of upside potential based on the chart pattern. I mean, it's doing perfect stair-stepping patterns, and the chance of it breaking past 35, I would probably argue, are fairly high. You're just gonna, like, would I put $100,000 in this thing though? It's cool. I follow it quite a lot. I just think their stock price is overvalued. So I don't know. I'm a nervous Nancy when it comes to a ticker like this. I'm gonna go to grab a coffee. I'll see you guys back in a second, and then we could talk about some more swing trades. Oh. I think right now, since the market is high and we're looking like we're entering a little bit of extra choppiness in the market, even Tesla is selling off, I would only be buying or averaging down into car companies, EV companies that are extremely credible and have a nice product that you would use yourself. Because once the market starts dipping hard, companies like NKLA or I don't know, Solo with their extremely ridiculous looking 3-car thing have a really high chance of pretty much falling off a cliff, and oh, it's gonna be bloody. So I'd be picking companies that have maybe already sold off a bit and have a good team behind them, are a little bit more credible. So let's definitely go through some of those. Tesla for sure, Toyota Motors with the Prius, and a lot of other kind of pioneering electric cars, I think is always an interesting one to look at. I actually don't know too much about this company. I haven't really dug through them, but I would feel like a company like this isn't going to be too affected overall by Corona. I mean, you can see here back in March, they did fall off a cliff, but they quickly recovered. So a company like this is great for maybe a long-term portfolio overall. I don't know if they do any sort of dividends. Yeah, they even pay dividends. So you could really hold through some turmoil on something like Toyota. So I don't really see this company disappearing anytime soon, but I have not done really much research on this company either. So I don't really want to talk too much about it. But, you know, right here, it looks like we're at the high of a range. I'd be a little bit careful because it looks like the second time we reached this area, we weren't able to break higher. Very light volume on this ticker overall. But, you know, it is kind of in a little bullish flag formation, and buying this thing on bigger dips could be just an interesting kind of part of your overall portfolio for sure. General Motors. These guys had a pretty good rally ever since they released the Hummer, huh? That was, I gotta say, the EV Hummer is quite cool. Like, I never thought I would, I don't know, be so optimistic towards the Hummer. Dylan's been shorting BLRX all day. Probably a good idea. Jonathan, not a bad idea. At least you wouldn't have to do bathroom breaks. XPEV keeps having these really, really strong pops to the upside. I've been waiting to buy XPEV around below 17, but just it hasn't really came back to these areas ever since the rally. So if we do come back to 17, I'd probably see how far it could drop below 17. I don't think I would buy it on the 17 unless I was doing a very, very quick trade. NKLA is pretty much dead to probably everybody. It's not really talked about nearly as much as it used to be for good reasons. I never really knew why it was such a hot ticker to begin with. Plug. Key support zone. 10's always a critical area. The problem I have with a lot of these EV kind of tickers is they had such a strong run, and I think all of them are fairly top heavy, and they might take, another few months, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 quarters to kind of consolidate and find their low a little bit. And that's really what worries me on a lot of these tickers. HYLN is a perfect example of one of those tickers. I started accumulating this one when it was dipping below the key $30 area. We had a bounce, another dip, and I started buying here on this dip around 26 was my first buy. I bought more at 25.93 and bought more at 22. I felt like this was a good area to accumulate this one. But now I'm just worried that it's just going to keep on selling off. The volume has really fallen off a cliff here, and even the RSI for the first time, kind of considers this one overextended to the downside. I don't think it's going to take a lot to pop HYLN back to the upside. I think just any sort of news. This one's really been lacking something like any sort of positive catalyst. What I think I want to do this weekend is I want to go through all the EV companies that I'm holding specifically and kind of give them maybe a rating or something, or my own price target, and kind of go through my portfolio, reevaluate it a little bit, and just focus on that over the weekend. I think it'd be kind of good fun to do. So yeah, this is gonna be good fun to talk about, and I might come out with a video about that topic specifically. I don't know if you guys are interested. Let me open BLRX on my second screen. I'm not trading anymore, but I'll look at these small caps. Yeah, nice. I gotta say, pop back above VWAP. Like, I'm absolutely not surprised. But then I'm also not surprised that it flushed right away. It didn't hold its highs. It's a crazy ticker for sure. Kind of wish I traded it one last time in that kind of 215 range when we were talking about ranging trading. That would have been the way to go about BLRX for sure. So congrats to anyone that nailed this one. I'm still super traumatized from flushes, so I kind of stopped trading this one at one point, which is kind of depressing. If I traded BLRX today, like I traded UUU yesterday, I think we'd be up a lot today. Oh, that's so stressful that that's the case. Dennis says his average on HYLN is 33. Yeah, man, I feel you. HYLN is long term. Yeah, I also like this ticker quite a bit. Yep, James. Yeah, that would have been a sweet way to go about this one, but what I should have done on BLRX is traded ranging, so really buy in the anticipation of the breakouts, and then just sell every time near like 230. That would have been a heck of a way to trade that ticker. The CEO of DGLY is Stanton E. Ross. Is there a coincidence there? I'm not sure. Is that sarcastic, Dennis? Jay Smart, how long have we been trading for? Oof, we've been trading for quite some time. I originally started day trading, I think in 2013. I did that for about like 2-3 years and saved up quite a bit of money. And then I invested into Enslow, my kind of software consulting company that I was doing with my brother for a long time. And then I was traveling Europe and Africa for quite like 2-3 years, and opened another office here. And then around 20, I think it was like 2018 or mid 2017, I started day trading crypto, which was nice, but it wasn't nearly as profitable as day trading stocks. Stocks move much faster than crypto, and it's much easier to move money around with stocks, like getting in and out of positions. Liquidity is much nicer. Crypto is always a little bit iffy, and it's very expensive trading crypto as well on the bigger exchanges. So then I moved back to trading stocks, and that was in November last year. In November last year, we decided to do the small account challenge, or it was December or something like that. I kind of wanted to get back into it slowly, so I started with the challenge. Using primarily a similar strategy to what I did back in New York in 2013, 2014. No, I'm 28. Only clean bangers. He's 38. I'm 28. BLRX, guys, it's making some big moves. Who's going to buy into this spike? It's 10:48 right now. This is a ridiculous move here on this ticker. It's good fun to watch. No matter how much money I make day trading every single day, I've been negative in my portfolio with my swing portfolio. Every day, like $1,000. It's insane how much it's been selling off. It's like really disheartening a little bit. Yeah, honestly, with BLRX, it's kind of insane how this thing is moving, and these moves here with that volume is just really weird. Nice. 5 shares for funsies, Gideon. Nice one. You know what? WWR is on our EV list just because of the graphite mining kind of catalyst that they were throwing around at people. We were saying accumulating this one at 450 would have been an interesting idea. It looks like it would have worked, but you know, I would have been down at one point quite a bit, so it would have been kind of scary to do. Although technically I would have bought here and then I might have sold on the first green move, but if I didn't, then we would have been down like 13%. So I don't know. WWR is really not something I'd be looking at, and it's kind of ridiculous that I even have it on this list. Yeah, BLRX is crazy. So let's go back to HYLN. I want to cry a little bit here and look at my portfolio and think about how miserable this stock is. This thing just keeps selling off. Oh, I don't even really know what to say about this ticker. It's extremely depressing. The downside move on this one is insane. So the problem right now at 20 was kind of my psychological support, and when we broke this area, I was already considering cutting the loss, and then we popped back above it, and then we kind of were holding here, and I was like, okay, it looks like 20 finally acted as support. And this big flush we're seeing today really bums me out a little bit. They're going to come out with earnings on the 12th, which probably shouldn't be too good because this company's not really doing anything just yet. I don't know. I had a whole video on HYLN that was kind of talking about this one, and I haven't seen anything new come out that would make sense why it's selling off so much. But hey, stocks don't really need to make sense. They just kind of do what they do, right? It could also be just a total I don't want to say scam, but just a way for the founder to raise some capital, huh? It almost is unbelievable. I wouldn't be surprised though if this just had a random 10% or 20% day for no reason as well. Let's do something really intellectual. Let's go and see what some of the latest HYLN StockTwits are saying. I always get a kick out of this sometimes. Let's see. Ooh, I don't like when it's updating. How do you turn the real time off? It's too hectic. There's nothing I hate more than scrolling while I'm reading. It's like, holy moly. Okay, we paused it. This guy says, why would you even have a stop at this point? Well, it's still moving. I don't get it. Real time? I don't get it. You stupid bulls have been pumping this scam since the 50s. Who are you working for? Whoa, another 5% day. Unbelievable. 15 is coming. No bottom, no support, just a matter of time until they will destroy this. This is a lot of negativity. This is a good one. At least we're not down like Workhorse. This guy's all about giving up on this ticker. I'm not gonna lie, StockTwits kind of sucks. This whole thing with the new post doesn't really work. This whole site is pretty much frozen on me now, so I'm gonna exit out of that. Yeah, maybe I just turned it on. Anyway, it was not really responsive, so I couldn't tell either way. So the next low here is roughly at $18 or $17. That's going to be the next spot worth looking at. I've been trying to, my goal was to get out of this one on the break of 20. So pretty much my stop loss is more or less triggered. We're down here now about 28%, which is for my swing trade past my stop. So I was thinking right around here originally. I wanted to get out around 25. I was waiting for a move into the 9 EMA. Should have not been so conservative on that. I probably was trying to squeeze too much out of it, and then I kept holding it here. I kept on thinking it every day, ended looking like it was the bottom, and then it kept on selling off. This is really dangerous, and this is something with swing trading that I sometimes let slide because my swing trades are a little bit more kind of long term. I don't mind holding something for 2 months, but with the day trading, you never ever period want to let this happen. You never just hold onto a day trade. You never let a day trade turn into a bad investment, right? When I first started trading, I think I did it like 3 times and I learned my lesson. With swing trading, it's a little bit different. I like to hold companies that I think are fundamentally good, so it's a little bit different. And I'll hold on to these a little bit longer and oftentimes average down. Unfortunately, HYLN is a classic example of why you still got to cut your losses. With AMC, on the other hand, I cut my losses on AMC and then it bounced back above and I would have actually been green on this ticker. So it's like one of those things that, it's a tough thing to do. So on AMC, I bought here roughly at 380. Then it dipped all the way down and I actually sold here on that first spike to the upside at 313, which is actually a perfect high to sell it at intraday. Unfortunately, then it went all the way up here. So it's not something that is an exact science, but if you fundamentally believe in the company, then you could average down a little bit with the swing trading. Swing trading is tough. It really just kind of plays with your psyche a little bit. I like day trading because at the end of the day you're done, right? You close your laptop, you're done. But with swing trading, I almost prefer to just build my investment portfolio, and anything that goes in there, I'm ready to hold for 2-3 years. That way, it doesn't matter if it's a red day. Actually, if it's a huge red day, like a 10% day, I'm like, yes, let me buy some more at discounted prices. But with swing trading, it's kind of like, kind of breaking my rules here a little bit. It's like, it's a messy way. It's like this very gray zone between investing and day trading. And that's why I usually don't swing trade that much. Tyler's wondering if I'm dressing up for Halloween. I have no plans to dress up for Halloween. Germany's in lockdown now. And I don't know, like in America it's a little different. People don't really care so much what the government says, but in Germany, if the government says lockdown, even your friends look down at you if you go out or invite people over or have a house party. It's the culture pays attention to rules very strongly here. So there's not a lot of Halloween parties, let's just say. Or maybe I'm just making an excuse to make myself feel better because I don't know of any. Nobody likes me. It's actually great. The fact that there's no parties means now I can work on studying my past trades even longer. I can work on researching these EV companies even longer, and I can work on Trade Journal because there's a new feature we're working on for the importing for it to make it a little bit quicker. So a lot of good stuff. Thoughts on IPOB and BE, Alex? Well, let's start with BE because I have less thoughts about this one. So they actually have respect. Yeah, something like that. Well, I wouldn't say they're blindly following it anymore, but yeah, it's up to debate, Harley. It's a very touchy subject. Yeah, Oper, thanks. I hope so as well. TRVN, I'll write it down. Remotely, TRVN. Wow, guys, I am starving Marvin. I might go out and grab something really soon here. Bloom Energy here. Wow. So last time we looked at this one, it looked like 15 was the key support zone. And this is actually exactly what I'm worried about with HYLN. We broke that $20 support zone, and now people might be jumping ship. And a lot of stops are probably going off on HYLN. So, God, I really hate cutting my losses in these areas, but HYLN is a big candidate for that. Honestly, it's that and LMND, which is the most depressing thing because I like both of those tickers. I don't know anything about BE, Bloom Energy. I can't really comment on that. Right now, we do have huge support on the 180-day moving average. If I did like the company, I would consider averaging into this area. $12 zone is huge support, first of all. That's a critical thing to keep in mind. It's actually been tops and bottoms many times. I'd probably even argue a little bit more like 1177. It's kind of like a little halfway house. So I would probably even consider buying actually BE in this area if I like the company. If I thought this sell-off here was overextended, which yesterday was earnings, and apparently they did bad on earnings, so that'd be something to consider. But actually, last time we were approaching the 180-day moving average, and we were in this nice upwards trend. Things were looking pretty good. So right now, technically, we could be at the bottom of a big support zone, and this thing could be moving to the upside. So I don't know. I'll just leave that there, and we could maybe look at it later. I would like to buy IPOB. I think I even have a limit order out for this one. Oh yeah, I do. The problem is I don't want to keep buying companies with my day trading account. So I actually moved this limit order down already. Looks like it's again selling off here with such light volume. These companies are prime for a pop back to the upside. I would probably consider it maybe a move closer to the 15s or so. Right now I have a limit order at 1553. I'm actually going to move that down to like 1470 just because I can't be risking much more capital with this account. Otherwise I probably would be buying more of this one. So yeah, that's my current situation, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, I would like to put a little bit more cash in my IRA and start using that one and not worry about the short-term stuff as so much. But yeah, 16 big support so far. Nice little pop here back to the upside. Not too bad. This is a ticker I need to do more research into. I haven't looked into IPOB in a while, but what's this guy's name? Shamath, he has a really nice track record. So I follow this guy on Twitter as well, which doesn't mean a lot, but I like the guy. He's a really interesting guy to follow, and this is one of his new SPACs, right? So I think I probably have pretty high hopes in this company. My problem is just my current portfolio allocation. That's the biggest thing holding me back from honestly probably buying it today, which kind of sucks. So that's what's holding me back. BLRX. God, it's kind of painful to look at this company right now. It's making really nice moves all of a sudden. So it became much more tradable after 10:30. So after 10:30, it was like we were having perfect moves on this ticker, which right now it looks like it's going exponential. Might have a blow off top around 2.8. That's the key zone to look at. Really, really nice ticker here. Part of me wants to trade this. The other part of me says, take my profits. I'm up on the day. Besides my swing trades, oh, they're so painful. So I can't believe I'm almost down $5,000 this month in my swing trades. That's insane. That's pretty much all my day trading profits. It's really, really a bit miserable. Yeah, Aaron, you're probably right. Just day traders chasing this one. Looks like AIRI trying to find a bottom here at 15. We were talking earlier pre-market when it broke 125, that's an area to panic. And guess what? Look how perfectly 125 held for quite some time. But once it broke it really strongly with big volume. Now it's having a retest on this huge sell area. I would not be buying in this area. If I was long AIRI, I would be either taking my profits or cutting my losses in this area. Who knows? Maybe it will, rip through this area and hit VWAP. But this was a huge support zone, and it broke. And former support becomes new resistance, and I'd be very, very careful overall. Plus, the volume here is very light, so I don't see a trade on AIRI. This thing looks like it's going to be selling off. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look good. We've had many failed attempts to break past 1.5. It's crazy because technically their earnings, came out and looked pretty good at first. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up here. It's getting a little bit late. I saw some of you guys joined, by the way. I'll just do a little bit of a message here because this is actually really fun. I'm gonna put it 100% in the Discord chat where we're going to be posting our lottery winnings. But if you guys are interested in checking out a savings account, I recently, like about a month now ago, I joined the savings account on Yoda. Really, really fun stuff here. And if you use the code Winkler, WINKLER, you can get 100 free lottery tickets. Basically, for every $25 you invest into this app, not invest, you put into your savings account, and it's FDI insured, right? So $250,000 is insured by the U.S. government. Every $25 you put into this account, you get $1 in your right here. Every $25 you get one ticket. For example, $50 gives you 2 tickets, and then you pick your numbers, and then there's weekly draws, and then you have the chance to win up to $10 million. But I've already won, I think like $1 in one of the tickets, so not a lot. But hey, for a savings account, this is actually one of the highest paying savings accounts that I recently found, and I found it from Graham Stefan, who reviews pretty much all this stuff night and day. And he even became an investor in this company. That's how much he likes it. So kind of cool thing. I'm not big into savings accounts. I've always invested into stocks instead, build my dividend portfolio. But I gotta say, to have a nice little portfolio of cash on the side and at least have that, with a fun little lottery system on the side is not a bad thing. So check it out, guys. If you're interested, again, use the code Winkler if you want to get 100 free lottery tickets on sign up. I just wanted to do a little bit of announcement because I think this weekend I'm going to start the Discord category for it as well. It's just super funny. Maybe I'll get my mom to post her pictures too. She's always sending her little snapshots to me. It's not Snapchats, her little pics of whatever she's winning. All right, I just wanted to let you guys know that that's probably something we're going to be doing soon in the Discord. How do I join the Discord? Only Clean Bangers is wondering. Join the Discord in that first link in the video description below. And then you're going to go to /connect, tradejournal.co/connect, and then just click the Discord button. It's that simple. So that first link in the video description below with the FAQs, that I don't think you guys ever checked the video description. There's a lot of good stuff in there. You can get the Discord link and all that fun stuff. And right here, community more, there's the Discord group. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning. No, that's not true. I'll see you guys first thing Monday morning. I'll see you guys in the recap video today. And till then, I'm out of here. Don't forget to join the Discord, and we can keep talking in there. I'm usually in there pre-market as opposed to post-market, but sometimes I stick my head in there post-market as well. See you guys. Don't go too crazy on this wild ticker here. BLRX. God knows what it has planned. Happy Halloween too, guys. I totally forgot to say happy Halloween, everyone.